Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I want to be sure. I want to thank you all for being here. My name is Pauline Brooks, and I am board president for the California Alliance of Retired Americans. Welcome to our 22nd annual convention. This is our first all virtual convention. So we thank you in advance for your patience with any technical problems we will be having. From including several, we have packed the agenda for today. We have some great speakers, and we will be hearing from some questions. And at this point, I'm going to say it. Please make it a question that can be answered and not editorial. Thank you. So that we can fulfill our full day here. If you have any technical support needs that cannot be solved via the chat, we have a phone support line which you can reach by calling 510-663-4086. So we will move forward. Technically, for many of us, this is an adventure. Welcome, welcome. And we have a special Kara friend here who is also a full part of our convention. And he is none other than our own John Bowser, who is Senior Advisor to Social Security Works. And of course, we all who are 50 and over know him by I turn it over to John, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Pauline. And I did love your choice of words, which is we apologize in advance for any technical difficulties we will be having, rather than we may be having. That's usually the story on Zoom meetings. But welcome everybody to the very first Kara totally virtual convention. There have been 22. I've been at quite a few of them over the years, because we at Social Security Works just want to say to Kara that there is no better ally anywhere in America than this group. And we have done so much work already this year together. So many rallies outside hospitals and outside congressional offices to try to hold people accountable for the votes that they have been taking. And as many of you know, and many of you are participating in, this time period right now in the state of California is all about Prop 50 and making sure that Prop 50 gets passed. We are going to have to flip the House in 2026 in order to stop any more horrid legislation like the big ugly bill that was passed earlier by reconciliation. And if we don't flip the House, there's going to be another one of those coming down the pike in 2027. So we've got to make sure that we stop this. It's very dangerous, especially for seniors. It's dangerous for everybody, but seniors are one of the biggest targets of this kind of legislation. As you probably know, is the biggest Medicaid cuts in history by far, plus $500 billion coming out of Medicare. that doesn't get talked about very much. Right at this moment, the focus is on our junior seniors in a lot of ways, and that's important for CARA too, and for us at Social Security Works, because the Affordable Care Act subsidies not being extended affects people mightily in the years when they're most likely to get sick without health insurance, right before they can get to that wonderful program called Medicare that has made, along with Social Security, the biggest difference in the lives of American seniors in American history. These are the two most successful domestic programs of all. So, without getting too much in the weeds here at the beginning of this program, just understand that passing Prop 50 is an absolute necessity. The bear, and I have a few of them behind me. Okay, those pictures were taken in Alaska, I admit it. But the bear in California is going to roar on November 4th. This is a must. And I urge everybody to do what I am doing, which is show up every Monday at 12 noon on the CARA phone bank for yes on Prop 50. The vote is yes. Get that in everybody's head. And this has been a super effective phone bank. Rob will tell me whether we got to 100. I don't think we quite got to 100 last Monday. We are pushing 100 people on the phone bank, and that is amazing. We're making thousands and thousands of calls. They're not hard calls. They're fun. Most of them are yeses, and some of them are I don't know enough about it, and then you can persuade people, and they become yes. And the ballots have been sent out in the mail. I've gotten mine. Send it right back, and you can tell people if they get their ballot and send it back. The best news is they'll get taken off the list, and they won't be called anymore. So once their vote is in. So this is a critical time in the state of California. And the way I've been saying it is that we, for once, are the center of the universe. We are Delphi. In ancient Greece, Delphi was thought to be the center of the universe, and that's why they had the Oracle of Delphi there. We are the center of the electoral universe. We all know that we all have that feeling that sometimes our votes don't really count, like in the Electoral College. We still got to vote, but how much difference does it make? Right now, we make the biggest difference in America. When they go low, we fight back, and we are fighting back. I am the guy in the movie Grease. Pauline did refer to my Sha-na-na career. I'm the guy who in 1978, during the big scene at the Hop, when Sha-na-na sang every song, and Cha-Cha Di Gregorio and Danny Zuko were doing the limbo, I'm the guy who was somehow talking about what's going on in this regime that we have in Washington and this party that appears to be trying to decimate the lives of Americans, because I'm the guy who said, how low can you go? How low can you go? Say it with me. How low can you go? How low can you go? And it does seem as if there is actually no bottom. So when they go this low, we fight back. And that's my message for today. As Bowser would put it, bum 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 dang a dang dang a ding a dong ding. Yes on Prop 50. Ooh, those low notes are good in the morning. Now, my distinct pleasure to introduce my friend and doing a great job as the executive director of the California Alliance for Retired Americans, Rob England.
John, thank you so much for being here and for introducing the convention. Hi all, Rob England, Executive Director for CARA. Today I am going to review the events that we're going to be conducting today. So after my introduction here, we are going to hear from our Senior Vote Committee. Senior Vote is our electoral program that we run every 2 years. And then after that, we will go into what many of you are coming here for, our California Gubernatorial Candidate Forum.
Thanks very much. And to everyone in attendance, thanks for letting me join you. Actually, let me start by going back a ways and say thank you for all your work I've had a long history working with the Alliance for Retired Americans and with you, Cara, because over the years, as a member of Congress, as the Attorney General for California, and certainly as Secretary of Health and Human Services, we have had to partner up and win. And so whether it was my fight against the chain CPI efforts of some in Congress so that we would reduce the amount of annual benefit and the cost of living that retired Americans would see in their Social Security, which we won that fight, whether it was our fight to protect SSDI when it was under attack by Republicans who were trying to reduce the amount that Americans could get through the disability insurance program in Social Security, or whether it was defending the Affordable Care Act all the way to the Supreme Court when I was Attorney General. And obviously, since it's still around, I won, and keeping it available for tens of millions of Americans, or whether it was negotiating for the first time in history under the Medicare program, as you know, lower drug prices on the 10 most expensive drugs in the Medicare program. In some cases, I was able to negotiate the price down up to 80%. And those prices are starting to take effect starting January 1st of 2026. Many of you know about the $35 insulin that we championed. And of course, you are probably also aware of the nursing home staffing standards that for the first time in American history, we were able to, at HHS, institute a policy that required minimum staffing standards at nursing homes. So if you called yourself a nursing home, you had to have at least a nurse available and working at that place. I want to tell you all those things and thank you for the help that you provided, because it's so important to recognize that experience matters when it comes to leading something like the state of California. And I hope that we recognize it's not just any kind of experience, it's executive experience as well. My policy background, but also my executive background as the CEO of the California Department of Justice and of the Department of Health and Human Services matter, because some people don't know it, but HHS is one of the largest public enterprises in the world. In fact, if you think of the Department of Defense and you think it has a big budget, many of you may know my budget at HHS was twice as big as the Department of Defense. In fact, you could fit the budget of the Department of Defense and the budget of the state of California into one, and my budget at HHS was still larger than that. And for 4 years in a row, I balanced my budget at HHS. Executive experience matters, and you need to have a fighter. Someone like an attorney general, when I was AG, had to fight Donald Trump, sued him over 120 times, winning most of the time, whether it was protecting the Affordable Care Act, whether it was defending the DACA program for Dreamers all the way to the Supreme Court and winning, or whether it was just fighting for little people who were getting swindled out of money, and we took action at the Attorney General's office to protect them. We need a fighter who gets things done. That's why I'm running for governor, because I think it's time that the little folks who do day-to-day work can afford to live in California, and like you, retire in California, because that's what my parents got to do. They got to work hard as a construction worker and as a clerical worker. They got to buy their own home, even though they had the wages of a construction worker and clerical worker. They got to send my three sisters and me to college or the military, and they got to retire here in California and live in dignity. That's my goal as governor, is to make sure that every family, construction worker, clerical worker, whatever you did, you built California, you know that you can retire and live decently here in California. That's why I'm running for governor, and I've got the experience to show how to do that. So thank you very much for letting me join you. Look forward to taking any questions you have.